Hey, what's going on, you guys? Kellen from Movement Parallels Life here. Today, we're getting creative on the rings. All right, so today's video is gonna look at creative ways to hang using the gymnastics rings. And I'm not talking about iron crosses and all the cool feats of strength you see the Olympic gymnasts doing. No, these are just fun and challenging drills that are gonna help you build strong, stable shoulders and an integrated core. Hanging is the foundation for all the cool climbing skills that people want. You can't do any of that without a solid base in hanging. But hanging is just boring. Just hanging there is boring. So we want to give you some ways to add variation, variety to your movement practice. So the video is going to start off with some shoulder prep drills using a resistance band. Then we're going to get into the movement variations. At the end, I've put all of this together into a workout so you know exactly how to train. If you like the video, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, and stay tuned because I've got more videos coming with these creative ring workouts. All right, that's enough of an introduction. Let's take a look at the movements and get to training. All right, so we're gonna start things off with some shoulder prehab drills using a light resistance band. These band pull-aparts are simple and effective. Just make sure that you're performing them from a good position. The shoulders are set, drawn down the back, and your bottom ribs aren't flaring. Next, we'll jump over to the rings and work some mobility drills with these shoulder stretches, exploring flexion, extension, and rotation. Turn the rings out to internally rotate your shoulders and lean forward to bring them into extension and start to load this position with some of your body weight, and that'll be helpful for some of the drills we see later on. So as usual, I take a very intuitive approach to this. This is warming up, checking in with the body, and just seeing what kind of movements the shoulders need. So first exploring that overhead position, shoulder flexion, and then the beautiful thing about the rings is this capacity for rotation. So really focusing on turning the rings out from the hands, exploring external and internal rotation, and then just starting to play around with these different variations. And our first drill that we're looking at is the arch hang and this action of scapular pulling. Settle in under the rings with a straight arm hang and draw those shoulders down, and you're going to begin to pull through the rings, almost like you were trying to pull them down to your hips. As you do this, you can extend your hips up towards the ceiling and arch back. And the sensation here is continuing to pull hard through the rings and feel your shoulder blades depress and retract. This is an amazing drill for creating activation and strength in the upper back and in the lats, and also getting a little spinal mobility in as well. Next, we'll continue to expand our assisted hanging with the one-arm hang and switch. A full one-arm hang with all of our body weight is pretty demanding. This drill allows us to be progressive and scale the intensity to build up the strength and stability of the shoulder. Not only does this drill scale the intensity, it allows us to add a lot more variety. Keeping contact with the ground allows you to explore the space. You can move forward, backward, and rotationally. In this movement, the shoulders experience much more variety in terms of the angles and the lines of pull. The main idea is that our shoulders are capable of creating all this movement, and we want them to be strong throughout those different ranges of motion. And because you're so close to the ground, it's very easy to integrate ground movement and crawling. This will infuse elements of flow and play into your training and also give you some time to actively rest. Next, we can expand into a full hang with these tuck hangs and L-sits. It may look like a small movement, but it requires a lot of strength through the shoulders, the back, and the core. Because you're already so low to the ground, there's some extra mobility required. So the core and the hip flexors really need to engage and squeeze in order to tuck the pelvis and lift the feet off the ground. Last drill we'll look at today is a full one-arm hang in a tuck position. If you can keep your core tight and maintain that tuck position, then you're going to pull hard through one arm and gradually let go with the other. The hanging arm is expressing a lot of strength here, from the grip down into the shoulder girdle, the lat, and tying into the core to maintain the tuck position. And to make the switch, you'll have to pull a little harder through the hanging arm so you can reach for the opposite ring. This is tough, but the good thing is you can always give yourself a little assistance by using your hand or your feet in contact with the ground for some extra stability. Alright, so now that we've looked at some creative ways to explore hanging from the rings, you can try putting this all together into the following workout. If you enjoyed the video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. I really appreciate that. Train smart, play hard, and I'll be back soon with another video on creative ways to use the rings. Stay tuned.